what should we showcase? I want it to be something kind of big, something cool. And then it came to mind very easily. One of the most spectacular series in Canadian history. You probably got it right off the bat for those of you that are hockey fans. And of course, for today's set, showcases just that. 1991 Future Trends. Now, let's speak about this one a little bit. This set, to me, was a little different. Different in the sense that a lot of the cards were not only black and white, but they had photos on both sides, which often threw me off. I mean, normally you grab a card, you look in the back, you either read something, or it's like, stats and stuff like that. Of course, again, you're still reading, but you get what I'm saying. And this set, yeah, it had a lot of different specific moments in the series, and a lot of it, you flip the card, you're getting two different images. I guess it was cool in its own way. However, I think I would have preferred, a larger set by just putting a photo on the front and something on the back, like some writing or stats or something like that. Now, in 1991, that set was released to highlight the 20th anniversary of the series. And I think if I had to guess, I would think that the cards actually sold pretty well. I could be wrong, but I would assume that they did. Now, there wasn't anything super spectacular in the boxes. However, Canadian players that were still alive at the time were autographs, had autographs in the set. Of course, they signed with gold paint pens. And I do remember that there was only one player that was not Canadian that did sign to pull out of the boxes, and that was Tretiak. What else was there? The cards themselves had like a kind of like a swirl pattern for the autograph. So it was like it was a little hard to really recognize. I mean, if you were really looking for it, maybe point it in the right light, then you could see it. But normally, I know at first when I'd see an autograph card, it was like, oh yeah, that was pretty cool. But it was kind of in the light where I kind of saw this like very, very, very small detailed swirl pattern on the card, and it made it pretty cool. Now, I do believe 750 autographs were done by each living player at the time. But I think, I'm trying to recall, there was, oh my gosh, I'm trying to recall. I believe there was a company or something, oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank? That also released autographs as well, but it didn't contain the swirl pattern on the cards. And for right now, I'm totally at a loss right now as to the company or whatever. But regardless, there was, I believe there was 9,000 cases that were produced in English, and only, I believe, 1,000 cases that were released in French. I, of course, have a full set myself. I don't have any of the autographs, but I think over the past several years, whenever I have overheard somebody, or when people I've seen in like card shops were looking at the boxes, they were often inquiring about the autographs, like what's the ratio to getting autographs and stuff like that. So primarily, I think that's what they're going after, of course. So it was always it was a hit or miss set for me, because I can't say that I always loved it. Just basically because of the design and the two-sided cards for the majority of the set. But I didn't dislike it either, right? I think it commemorated a lot of what went on during that series, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool of a set but I think it could have been done a little bit better, in my opinion. Now that we're on this topic, I did come across this many years ago. It is the Canada-Russia 72 movie. Now, at the time when I saw this, I was like, I thought it was a DVD of the series, right? And of course, I started to read the front cover here. Says, based on the event that gripped the nation and changed hockey forever. So I thought, there's a movie? Really? And sure enough, when I opened it up, it is a 3-discer. And I believe there is the broadcast version. So it obviously played on TV. And then the uncut version. Of course, I went for the uncut version, where there's, swearing and whatnot. But I think in comparison, when I watched the actual series, I ended up borrowing the series, I believe, from a library. And I think it was like an 8-disc series, or I can't remember exactly. But of course, there was every game and then a couple of discs with special features and things like that. So, yeah, there was something like 8 or 10 discs or something like that. And I watched everything. I watched all of it. And then I was able to compare it to this. And I thought, wow, like they actually did a pretty decent job. They really captured a lot of the players using, actors, or I believe I want to say there's a couple of actual NHL players in this, but I don't want to, don't quote me on it. But nonetheless, I think it was really, really, really well done. So if you ever have the chance, I have no idea if this is on any streaming services or anything, but if you ever have a chance, check it out. It's always really cool to check it out. And, something having to do with our Canadian history, especially hockey, right? It's always a treat.